Hello everyone, welcome back to Mass Transfer 1. So you all know that we have been into the last session of the second unit, humidification. So in the last class, we started discussion on the humidification equipments. So we learned the first type of humidification equipments, that is cooling tower. What is the necessity of cooling tower? So that we discussed in the previous session, and also we learned the working principle of the different types of cooling towers. So today we'll take up another kind of humidification equipment, the spray chamber, and also we'll discuss about some of the humidifiers. The spray chamber is a humidification equipment that is used in industries to adiabatically humidify or dehumidify a gas. So, as the name itself says, it essentially consists of a chamber where water is sprayed in the form of by means of nozzles, and the air is passed through these water sprays, and due to the contact between the air and water, the water gets evaporated and air gets humidified. So whether the air is humidified or dehumidified depends upon the temperature of the water as well as the temperature of the entering air. So it is a equipment basically used for carrying out the dehumidification or humidification by providing a contact between the water sprays and air in various applications. So the main part of a spray chamber is a large chamber in which there is a spray chamber where the sprays of water is arranged by means of nozzles. So when air passes through such a chamber, it comes in contact with the water sprays, resulting into simultaneous heat transfer and mass transfer, so whereby the air either gets humidified or dehumidified. So as I said earlier, whether a dehumidification or a humidification that occurs in a spray chamber depends upon the relative temperatures of the sprayed water and that of the air passing through the chamber. So dehumidification is usually occurring when the water temperature that is used in the sprays is below the dew point of the entering air. So then humidification takes place. So when the water temperature is above the wet bulb temperature of air that is entering the spray chamber. The spray chamber, apart from the spray nozzles, also consists of a bottom reservoir where the water is collected after contacting with the air. So then from there it is recirculated back to spray nozzles by means of a pump. So you have a circulating pump at the bottom. Then the other important parts of this chamber are a set of heating coils or heating tubes, so which are usually a finned type of heating tubes, are arranged near the inlet and also near the outlet. So these are required to perform preheating and reheating operations in the given adiabatic humidification or dehumidification operation. So we all know how to represent a humidification operation on a humidity chart. So a sample humidification process is shown in figure B. So here the preheating is done for the air from its initial dry bulb temperature. So after increasing its air, it is contacted with the water adiabatically. So thereby the adiabatic cooling takes place and the air will become humidified. So when the required humidity is achieved, Again, it is to be heated in order to get the required temperature for the given sample of air. So that typical process is shown in figure B, and such a type of operation requires that there should be provision for preheating as well as reheating. In between them, there is contact between the water and air. So whenever we require large changes in humidity of the entering air, so it is necessary that preheating of the air to very high temperature is required. However, there is an alternative method. We can heat the water above the adiabatic saturation temperature, so that results in maximum amount of water getting evaporated and added to air that enters the chamber. So dehumidification, on the other hand, can be practiced by cooling the water below the dew point of entering air, so that the gas or air is also cooled below dew point, whereby some of the moisture gets condensed and removed, and thereby dehumidification takes place. So in air conditioning application also, such kind of equipments are required for dehumidifying air to create a comfortable environment in the buildings. So for such a case, many compact devices with a variety of the facilities that are provided in such this kind of equipments is provided with the automatic controls to operate the dehumidifier. So that is all about the spray chamber. So let us learn a few things about dehumidifiers. If you have a very moist air and if it has to be reduced in its moisture content for use in an operation or to maintain a safer atmosphere around, then this can be achieved by bringing the moist air into contact with water, where the water temperature is below the dew point temperature of air, so that the air cools along with the water vapor, and the cooling of water vapor results in condensation of a part of moisture, so thereby reducing the content of water vapor in the given air to maintain or to give dry condition to air. So there is another way how we can achieve dehumidification. The air that is to be dehumidified may be passed over a finned heating tubes arranged in banks, so through which we can pass a cold fluid or a refrigerant. So we need to see the temperature of the outer surface of the tubes to be below the dew point temperature of the air. So then the air flowing over the tubes or coils gets cooled to that extent where its temperature reaches below the dew point. So once the temperature crosses the dew point, a part of water vapor that is present condenses, and in that way the air gets dehumidified. So as we learned in the previous discussion itself, dehumidifiers are required for air condition in commercial applications. So where the air humidification is reduced by decreasing its relative humidity for comfort and protect areas from damage due to high humidity. So whenever the high humidity is harmful in whichever area, then you have to remove that excess amount of moisture from air. So industrially, dehumidifiers are required for the following four purposes. That is to prevent the clogging or sticking out in equipment, also called moisture gain. That means if the moisture is present in air, so that gets added to the surrounding equipments also. So in case where there is a particulate matter that is being used for various purposes, this matter absorbs the moisture from the surrounding and thereby they become sticky. So such sticky material cannot be processed that easily because they stick or clog the openings or the pores in a equipment. So that requires the dehumidification of air in a particular place. So the next important thing about dehumidifier is it is used for preventing condensation. So dehumidification is also important to prevent corrosion and rotting because so whenever the surrounding is moist in nature, then the corrosion action increases with it because the presence of moisture aids corrosion. It helps in corrosion or rotting process. So dehumidification is also required in that condition. So also this is an important one in the drying of heat sensitive materials. So this is the application of air conditioning for buildings and residences. So these places use dehumidifiers in which air is dehumidified to such an extent where temperatures are so low that it must be supplied with artificially cooled water or refrigerant. So in case of air conditioning, the dehumidification of air so requires to be reduced to below certain very low temperature. So then in that case the water is not a suitable media to reduce the temperature of the air. So in that case we can use the refrigerant that is circulated in the pipes or tubes over which the air passes through. The refrigerating system may be contained in the unit itself or it may be entirely separate. The cooled water may also be obtained by circulating water into and out of a vessel in which a vacuum is maintained so high that the water is cooled by the jet ejector cooled by the vacuum equipment such as a steam jet ejector. So that is the importance of dehumidifiers. So we have learned now the working and the construction of spray chambers and also the dehumidifiers that are required for various purposes industrially as well as commercially. So with that, let me end the session.